Hello, good evening everybody, welcome along to JACKOCAR here for Season 2, Round 14, here at Mexico City for the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm coming to the own white, with me is Jacko. We're a bit late, sorry about that, but it should be a good race.
Yeah, good evening everyone, sorry once again for the ever so slight delay. Who are we going to blame, Owen?
Jamie.
Perfect answer. We'll blame Jamie, as in J-Luke, for this one.
Yes.
His fault.
His fault. Absolutely his fault. And, yeah. Not a massive problem, we're getting it going now anyway, and it just helps to build the anticipation because we lose 2 more drivers in the playoffs tonight. Should be very entertaining indeed.
Yeah, it's actually our second, well technically our third elimination race of the season. Of course, we had that first one in Austria, and then the one a couple of weeks ago, well, which was nearly a month ago now actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Tonight 8 drivers go down to 6, and then there's 2 more races where 6 become 4, and then those 4 will get 1 added from the chase, and then we'll have a finale in Brazil in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, oh, coming very close now. We really are in the running, and we have a full grid of 20 cars for qualifying here in Mexico. And you might see there's a few different colours up there. You might even see a purple of Frenigami, who we're looking forward to seeing. One of his trademark liveries will be making an appearance. Can't wait. And let me just check who's actually first out on track. Wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
It's your old pal.
Yes, it is indeed. We will see whatever he's got under his wraps in a moment. He will be coming out hopefully within the next 30 seconds, Frenigami. So yeah, we look forward to that. And yeah, have we got any jokers tonight? That's one thing I completely forgot to ask.
None at all. So it's a straight up
good stuff.
Two mandatory stop battle. That is it.
And remember, no pit stops under safety car unless you've got severe enough damage to pit, which ironically has actually led to an all-night victory in Belgium and an Iceman podium in Singapore. Just the way it works. We'll see if it happens again tonight. But qualifying is about to get underway because I can see Frenigami is starting to get ready. Well, he has to be. He's got to be out of the pits like now. And there comes his engineer. Let's see what he's got under his wraps then.
He would have pressed ready up before the end of the timer there, but
yeah.
Obviously the speed at which Codemasters get these cars out of the garages is shocking.
It is ridiculous, isn't it?
Also, Owen, before we properly get going, it's worth mentioning to the good people watching, I have a brand new mic.
Yes,
which you're not a fan of.
It makes you sound weird, as in like lifelike. But I don't like that because I actually have seen you in real life, and it's weird. Anyway, let's just get confused for a second because I'm seeing this Frenigami livery, and I kind of like it.
Interesting.
Look at it. It sort of is quite nice.
It's not the nicest template for these colours, but the colourings themselves are actually all right. Frenigamo tonight, Owen, actually in for Paul. Paul missing his 4th race in a row, but he does have a scan at the hospital tonight for something. So we wish him a speedy recovery, whatever it is that is wrong with him.
Yes.
But
still had time to annoy me on Twitter though.
It's Paul, of course he did.
Anyway, let's see how Frenigami gets on then in the stadium section. Getting ready to start his lap. Massive crowd there. That's realistic. As he comes through the final corner. Look at the sliding there. Struggles to get the power down. But he will now start his first lap. Car coming out of the pits just ahead, by the way. Who is that? That's Baza coming out of the pit lane. Shit, get out of the way. That's not Baza, sorry. Connor. Connor wasn't meant to come out yet, was he?
Yeah.
Or was he? Has Baza just not bothered? That's what's happened. Sorry, that's my bad. Baza has just not come out.
Baza's missed his slot.
Yes, that's my bad. Apologies for that.
He won't get a penalty providing he doesn't leave the pits. Obviously, if he were to come out now, which is late, he would be sticking a penalty on him, but it'll be alright if he stays there. Just means he won't get a lap in.
Yeah. So that's actually Baza forgetting to go rather than me getting extremely confused. So it's his fault, not mine. as Frenagami continues his lap. He's kept it valid so far. This is already going to be the most difficult part on the track, though, to keep it valid through these S's. How much speed do you dare to take? You can see Frenagami hesitant to put his foot down, but he's kept it valid. That is something that many others might fail to do in this qualifying session, so it could be worth a few positions on the grid, this. As he comes through the last few corners now, in his oddly kind of nice livery. I really can't explain why, but around the final corner, ugly helmet like, but where's the time going to be? It's going to be P1! Screenshot it, because it might not last.
Screenshot that one.
Might not last, because here comes Connor to start his lap. As he flies down towards turn 1 now. Depending on where Frenagami decides to slow down on this lap, potentially to let Connor through, might be a little bit of such 2 minutes for the ART driver, but we will see. As he comes through the first few chicanes, lucky to get away with without a penalty for that, or an invalidation. He cut turn 3 pretty aggressively, actually. It looked like from the onboard. As he comes through sector 1, it is purple. A bit like his car, isn't it? And shockingly, I've never made that comparison before, I don't think. I'm not very good at liking liveries anymore, as it turns out. I like Frenagami's, can't make the obvious purple on purple jokes for the purple car. Maybe it's because it's not as nice as last season's one. I still wish I could have seen this. I wish he had the chrome livery, actually, for this. Don't you think that would look quite nice?
In his ART colours, for sure, yeah.
Oh, man. I might just do it for him. I tend to steal his designs, or adapt them, and then make them mine. I'm a bit of a delivery thief, as it's turned out, but not this year. I made my own. But, right in the last corner he comes. Where is Connor going to go? Will it be P1? Yes, it will, by 7/10 of a second. And we will cut now to Newgarden, who is in his speed colours. Tried and tested colours. Always going to work.
Yep. First of the Team Speed boys out as well. Of course, there's 5 of them now. With 5 or 6 actually. Of course, Arnold, the most recent member of Team Speed, but not part of Team Speed in terms of JACKOCAR teams.
Yeah, there's quite a lot, haven't they? It's sort of starting to try and dominate this league. Obviously, Pete won Season 1, and now Arnold, as he starts to pick up the momentum for Season 2, shockingly joined Speed. I mean, that's an odd one. They want to cash in on the JACKOCAR titles potentially, and one of their drivers has just gone P1 as Newgarden goes to the top. Next up is going to be MK Ball, wherever he is.
Red and black livery. That's new for him. Or is it slightly burnt orange, if you will?
It's orange, yes. I've got my HDR on, so you'd expect the 4K television to show the correct colour. It won't show anything like that on stream, mind you, I don't think. But for me, it's orange. We've got the MP Motorsport problem again. Is it orange? Is it red? Funny enough, I spoke to MP Motorsport about this. They thought that their car was pink. Some people say their car's pink. It's just this colour. No one can decide, even the people who make it. But as NK Ball across the line,
orange as he comes up to the line. Yep.
Well,
P1.
Whatever colour it is, it's working. Oh, yellows. That's just for a Newgarden.
The back of TC behind him at the time as he comes into sector 2 here. Still love this livery. I think he debuted this one a couple of weeks ago at the All-Star race.
Yeah, he had I believe he had it here. Yeah, it's first time I remember it anyway. Yeah, and I hate that we say this every week. We're still waiting for the breakthrough performance this season. Might not happen now. Might have to wait till next season. But as he comes out the final corner, let's see where he goes anyway.
He's still got it though.
P1.
Told you, he's still got it.
Still got it. Good stuff. We'll love to see that. And let's Clyde. I think it's Clyde next. Let's go see him as he's coming through. He's had that livery for a while now, hasn't he? I don't actually recall him changing it in a while. Maybe
other than round 8 in Monza.
Yeah.
That's the only time he's changed it.
I'm gonna say a bit more livery. Oh, there's a nice livery. I do like the black. And a little hint of white in there. It's quite nice. And there's a bit of chrome element in there, but let's see how he gets on. I often forget there's a third DRS zone on that track as they come out of the S's to the start of the final sector. It's a really odd one. if I see an overtake there on DRS today, I'll be absolutely amazed. As wow, Clyde goes off to the inside line, not really the way he intended to, and yeah, it's reflected in the time.
Oh, and before we go to Riley, we should talk about the last 2 weeks. I just mentioned the All-Star race. Corey finally breaking through with a big win. Something he never finished higher than 19th in any JACKOCAR race before that. And then, last week the charity race where we raised over £1,100 for Mind. You know, we've been quiet in terms of league race the last couple of weeks, but still busy on the track.
Yeah, all these drivers taking part in some of the fun events, and you know, especially last week, all for a good cause as well. As Riley there goes P2, so it is all in good fun and all in good faith, and we've all had a good time. And I hope it gets a little bit more relaxed. Hopefully they'll enjoy these races a bit more and not get angry, Connor, as we get towards the end of the season. But yeah, like I say, that was Riley going P2. Let's see, Yuri. He's in his Alexander Rossi colours.
Riley with a 5-second time penalty to be added on at the end of this race.
Yuri's invalidated.
Be on the back of Bazza. Well, yeah, Riley with that 5 seconds to be added at the end, along with Jamie Bromley. On the back of 2 DNFs and a DNS.
Yes.
After 17 top 10 finishes. Not going to let him drop it. Yuri will complete this lap, but it won't mean anything.
Iceman will also complete his lap, but it might mean something good. It was apparently a purple middle sector for him, but I still sort of doubt that's true with this game, but I hope it is. Let's see this go up to P1. Iceman, of course, coming off a podium last time out in the regular season.
And leading the chase at the moment, so at the moment he is on his way to a place in Brazil to fight for a title.
P1.
As he goes P1.
Good stuff. Let's go and see how Jimmy's doing. Or is it Dexter next?
It's Dexter, yeah. So first of the eliminated drivers out.
You sure it's
so he's
Dexter?
Fighting for nothing?
I'm pretty sure it says Spencer.
No, it is Jamie.
Yeah.
I apologise.
Halfway through the lap.
Jamie out as well, of course.
Yes. He's had a disastrous time, hasn't he?
He has. Jamie and Dexter, the only 2 drivers in this current field, as well as Frenagamo, who are not currently in the hunt for a title. As is the way this format works.
Yeah, because Spencer really was Mr. Consistent. He was making it work. He really was putting himself in there. Just if he could, you know, if he kept finishing, it was working for him, and it could have had him in a good position, say in Brazil. And
by the way, Splinter back on pad tonight as well.
Oh, right. Well, it hasn't worked.
Nice shows.
I believe Splinter, did he not win the season finale last season?
Yeah, he won China. So had he made it to that round, he would have.
Shame, isn't it?
Champion.
That sort of consistency that he'd been showing, and if he had just got to the final this time, he might have actually had a real chance that he was getting there. But oh well, let's hope he has a good end of the season anyway, and we can watch.
Up for Dexter, by the way.
Yeah, as he comes through to finish the lap. Round the last corner, yellow flags ahead. That's just for a car return from the session, and Dexter goes P5.
Lap for him, but
Jordan,
the fastest 8 in the field. They're about to come up next. Jordan first.
No invalidation so far. You can see the difference in how quickly he's taking those S's, by the way, compared to the likes of Frenagamo. And it's a good middle sector so far for Jordan, but he's gone wide. That could hamper him. That could lose him that 10 for 2 that he was up on Iceman. Although Iceman did run out of ARS on the way to the line when he set his fastest lap. Maybe Jordan still has a chance to go P1. Let's see. Nah, that mistake cost him. Should have been P1, that.
Was your pole sitter in Spa 3 weeks ago.
Let's go find Pete. Ah, good. He's kept the livery from last week. The better than Mercedes livery that he's got running there.
It's hard to believe.
You do a livery.
Yeah, hard to believe that this man is actually fighting to stay in the hunt for the title. And let me quickly run you through that. Jordan and Pete currently in the elimination zone, 2,022 points each. OKK is the first man safe at 2,025, and there's a bit of a bigger gap to Kamababa at 2,032. So Pete and Jordan with it all to do.
this is it. It's funny this season because in a way you'd think, I can't believe Pete's even here in the first place. And if he was in this position last season, I guess you're thinking, how has he actually fallen this way down? He just seems so inconsistent recently, but he goes P1, so he's hopefully getting that consistency up at the right time. And I said it before, I'll say it again. Wouldn't it just be typical if he was to go and win it now?
And a win would see him through, and it would put OKK and Jordan out. Of course, if Camo Babo has a shocker and OKK has a cracking race, then, you know, Camo Babo's out. Well, so, so much to play for.
Let's see how OKK's getting on, because he's on a good middle sector right now. This should be top 5 in the grid. So he'll be doing what he can to put himself in a good position to stay in the running as he comes through the last few corners now. Just one more to go, just get the traction on the exit, and there should be a lap that goes in the top 5, but how far up? Only 5th, right. But it is still 5th.
Do you call top 5?
It is still 5th. As Camo Babo comes through now. And he's taken Pete's approach, different sort of style, but same colours. I'm liking these colours, man.
Wouldn't it be amazing? Maybe not so much for Pete, but wouldn't it be amazing to see Pete be eliminated? Because then you've got Jordan, OKK, Camo Babo, Risky Racer. One of those 4 is going to end up in Brazil fighting for the title.
I mean, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, I guess, to have the champion out of it so you don't get a double champion, which means it keeps it buried. But I still think if he was to get through and win it, it would be even more extraordinary because, well, he was so far
He's
down.
Up against it.
He wouldn't expect him to be up there somehow. If he could pull that off, it'd be incredible. But here comes Camo Babo, first of all, P8. So really, whatever happens to Pete, it'll be extraordinary in some way, shape or form. And Risky, here he is. He's got some different colours on.
Finally.
Bit of freshness in his car. He's got a few of the Ferragaamo colours on there, you might have noticed. And let's see if it brings him any good luck as he comes through the last couple of corners to the line. Really needs that top 5, I guess. And he gets P3. Very close to pole. His pace has been fantastic recently. And it's 1, 2, 3 for speed at the moment.
Risky can have an average race tonight and advance to round 3, so that's all he's got to do is just finish middle of the pack and he's fine.
Jamie is trying something different here. He's onto the mediums. He's in his nice livery. He keeps threatening me with his Lotus livery, the worst livery on the grid, but luckily he's not using it. He's using his nice livery. Thank goodness for that. But let's see if it brings him any luck on these mediums. He needs to be it to guarantee a top 10 start with this, because you'd imagine Arnold and Kyle would beat him. But let's see. Through the middle sector he comes. I'm not too sure what the difference in tyres is, but it might be achievable on a lap time this short. Let's see what the middle sector's like.
Yeah, Kyle and Arnold are on softs as well, by the way.
It's close, this. He's currently doing enough to get about 7th, I'd say, at the moment. Let's see if he can hold it, or even go higher. Or will he fall? Let's find out. Last sector, you probably would lose a bit of time. You can see him hesitating to get on the throttle, but does he get there? Not quite. He missed out just on P8. That might just stick in P11 for the race.
What might save him is qualifying P11.
Oh, Arnold's in Narnia.
Ooh.
He keeps it valid though. And he's still flying. This could be P1 regardless of what he did there. He's really gave it something. Somehow he's got away with it, but let's see if he can go P1. The middle sector is by far the fastest I think we've seen all day. But let's see if he can complete the lap and go P1. It'd be rather an unorthodox way of doing it, but as long as you get there, it's all that matters. And he's there, P1. Kyle got a massive mountain to climb right now.
If Arnold stays there, that'd be a second pole of the season, because he got one in Monza.
Who the funky?
Kyle,
on his way.
Sector 1, purple.
Arnold on his way to a potential 3rd win in a row. If he can keep this type of form up. That's a superb lap. He had to push the limits like we say, but if the game allows you to do that, then we're not going to stop you. Let's see what Kyle does as he comes through the S section. See, he'll probably be quite nice. He'll take it normally. He does take it normally. But what's his middle sector time? Oh, he's faster, I think. He is faster. Kyle, can he hold this and go P1 and steal it off Arnold at the last moment? Pete, probably at this point, sitting second, will want that because it will give him that massive section down in turn 1. So Pete will be egging on Kyle, as will Iceman probably, but where does Kyle go? He goes P1 by a long way.
By the way, before that, Yori in the chat calling for a red flag because it was a team speed 1, 2, 3, 4. But Kyle pops in there for ART at the end.
Well, they might have said I want a red flag for the team speed guys, but this is Mexico. The second row is arguably better than the front row. And so Pete and Risky, they will be liking that a lot, I'd imagine. Kyle and Arnold might find themselves under a little bit of pressure down towards turn 1. But here is the grid then for the Mexican Grand Prix. It's Kyle on pole from Arnold, Pete, Iceman, Risky, TC, Jordan, OKK Riley and MK Bourne in the top 10. J-Luke just missing out in that top 10 on the mediums. Then Camu Babo, Dexter, Newgarden, Clyde, Connor, Splinter, Frenagamu, and then Baza, who didn't go out at all. He forgot to go out at his time slot and stayed in the pits. He still beat Yuri though. He was the only person to invalidate. And so we go to the race. It's a decent grid. Could be very well shaken up by turn 1, and it's a corner where you can go very wide on the way in, and it narrows quite dramatically as you get to the second part of the chicane. So we'll see how they all get around that. We've got 5 safety car slots. I'm sure we'll use a few of them.
Expected rain as well, I believe.
We'll definitely use some then.
I think so.
We'll hope so anyway. Hopefully we get it at the right times and not as soon as the weather starts to change, because that would be awful, wouldn't it?
And anybody who watched the charity race last week, they might have enjoyed the weather.
I certainly did. It's fantastic end to that race. If you haven't seen it, do see it. It was a manic fight for second place, and we won't spoil who came out on top in that one. But it's very good.
Put it this way, Ginger Andy picked up a P3. Incredible drive.
Yes.
Yori was in the hunt for the win at the very end, and then, I don't want to say too much, but it was a thrilling end to that race.
Right then, what tires are they all going to start on then? Judging by...
no formation lap I'm seeing.
No formation lap, yes you're right, we're going racing. And Frenagami jumped the start. That's not very good news. Let's see how Pete gets on from that second row. I say they'll get the slipstream, and I think he is getting that slipstream. But where's he going to go down towards turn 1? Are we going to end up 3 wide? Alright, leads as we head down towards turn 1. So he got the better start. But Pete wants to go down the inside of the two of them, and he can't quite make it stick. But he's going to stick his nose in there for the third part of the chicane now, and he gets ahead. And Kyle falls back, has a bit of a slide. Nearly goes to the side of Iceman as he climbs up the grid. Will he be able to get round the outside of Kyle, or will he just block him off once he gets to the apex? Let's find out. Round the outside, Iceman, that becomes the inside now. And I believe he'll have it, but surely Kyle will have to give it up. And his contact, that's his front wing gone, not Iceman's, I believe.
Cracking start from Pete and Arnold, by the way.
Oh, side by side with Risky. This is a championship contender who's not really securely in yet. And he's fighting a guy who has got front wing down. Just be careful here, Risky. I think TC just has to back off, and Riley gets on the inside. It becomes the outside. They're 3 wide. There's not enough room for that. And Risky, just back it off, man. There's no point taking that risk. TC round his outside now. We got yellow flags for Frenagamu, who's gone off. And Riley tries to get Kyle. Safety car's out, and Kyle can't pit.
Nobody can pit.
Right then, we can have a look at the tyres now then. That's what the formation lap was meant to be before, but as you might have noticed, we just started. And it's sort of, there was no order problem, so maybe it's the formation lap that causes the race order to get all jumbled up.
Yeah,
we might have found a reason for that now. We might abolish the formation lap forever now, Jacka. Solves our problems, this. And Riley's got front wing damage as well.
I was just going to say, apologies to everyone who was expecting a formation lap like us.
Risky
it
2.
It is Arnold's fault, because he set this lobby up, first time this season.
Risky 2 has front wing damage. They're all getting damage in that freeway scrap. That's bad news.
That is bad news for Risky, because, like we said, he's not securely in to this championship fight. He's well placed, but he's not in. Right,
let me just go through the tyres then, because obviously, like I say, we would have used the formation lap for that, but we went straight to a start. J-Luke has made up 2 positions on his mediums. Newgarden up to 11th on his mediums. Baza is 15th on his mediums, and Frenegamu is in the wall on his mediums. So they were the only guys that went for different tyres. Maybe rain's going to come before the end of the first stint. We keep seeing the strategies on the screen. They are all 2-stopping, so it will actually look something like that if it were to stay dry, which you believe it won't. And, well, I'll always say it, why not just bring the safety car at the end of this lap? They never seem to want to do that, though, but I would like that, please. Because, you know, an early race safety car, who really likes those? Really? I mean, they're fun in the middle of the race when it goes and messes everything up, but right now it's just pointless. You know? We were in the middle of a fun scrap and then it all went wrong. Right, just let's make sure no one pits. They should know the rule. And they all do know the rule. Let's just actually just go for everyone and just check who's got what damage, if any. Frenegami leaves the session out of the race, as we see.
Pro Opa, obviously Dexter has wing damage, Ben Shaw, Iceman has wing damage, Risky, Riley, and that is it according to TAS.
Oh yes. Does Iceman have damage? It must be very minor.
Let's see, Iceman, only 19% damage.
Yeah, so it's because no end plates have come off, so obviously there was that pretty big hit with Carl. It was not to knock his front wing off. The championship leader who's having an awful time in the playoffs, it has to be said. It's lucky he had it all done in the first part of the season. It does give you hope, though, for the rest of the season, that maybe he will sort of struggle a bit, and it will, like I said, give us a good chance to fight. But as we stand, Arnold sort of putting himself in the form to run away with it, and, well, Iceman's up there in P3 as well. He's doing what he can to qualify for that final 5 as well. It could be a real speed domination at this rate, and who could have saw that one coming? Risky might still make it through. It could be 4 speed drivers in this final 5.
I'm just wondering if they're not JACKOCAR teammates, but team speed teammates. Just would Arnold let Pete pass for the win?
Well,
what do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm not really too sure. We'll see what they decide to do. But I have a feeling that Arnold wants to really assert his dominance right here, because he's got to make this through the road. He's got to show I'm here for this. I'm not going to bow for other people. They've got to get through their own way, maybe, because he was certainly not held before, was he? But let's see. As we get ready to go green again. Very long run down towards turn 1, so a good restart is essential, and that's exactly what Iceman's had as we get the pit stops now with the people who wanted to pit. Let's see if Iceman can get by Pete down towards turn 1. He's onto the overtake mode, but so is Pete, of course. But you can see the closing speed now. Will Iceman risk it on the inside of turn 1, or will he just back it up and try another time? Wait for DRS maybe. He does just decide to hang back.
Iceman doing absolutely everything he needs to advance from the chase as Arnold tries to break the toe of Pete. They're still trying to warm the tyres up.
TC getting close to the back of the damaged Riley. He'll want to get by as soon as possible. Mind you, the car behind him is also damaged and risky, so it shouldn't be too pressured for TC, but he would want to be clear of that car, because in the S's it could get pretty nasty. Let's just see what this is like from TC's point of view as we watch Riley struggle through these S's with the damage. Surely it won't be a very fun experience. And you can see there, he's having to cut the corners to get away with it. He's not having a good time, and TC might fancy getting this over and done with now, because he's got to get by before this starts holding him up. Risky and OKK sort of realises the same thing with Risky. He's got to get by. He's on the inside, nearly making contact. J-Luke right there as well. He's in P9, having passed Carl when he pitted. Arnold is clear.
Did opt to go on to the mediums as well, by the way. I didn't realise that.
Risky and Riley in the pits. J-Luke up to 5th now, and he gets by OKK. Pretty simple that at the end of the day, actually.
Yep.
NK Bourne.
Camo's going to follow it.
NK Bourne as well going for moves, as Campbell does get by OKK, so that's NK Bourne up to 8th, Campbell was 6th, and J-Luke 5th.
OKK really slow on that main straight though.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That he maybe had a bad exit, or wasn't using his ERS or something. Maybe just has higher wings. It's right.
Let's get around this middle sector, maybe.
because he hasn't really got any damage or anything, has he? The ZRS, well, his ZRS isn't even that bad, so yeah, it must be his wings or something. Or, like we say, maybe a bad exit out of the final corner. Nah, it's wings. Look at that. You can see how much better he is in the S's. Or at least he was in the early part. DRS does come into play on the next lap, or is it this lap?
Should be the one Arnold's about to start.
Yeah. I remember there's only one DRS zone, so actually, yeah, they won't get anything. Or 2 DRS zones, but none of them for turn, on the run to turn 4. That's what I'm trying to say. There's nothing at turn 1, 2, or 3. So they will not get DRS until the end of this lap, then. Not that many people are that close to the DRS range, though. I mean, all the front runners just they're keeping their distance, they're following the guidelines, but that's not really what we want, to be honest.
Penalty.
Ah, yes.
He warned me earlier in the week that it's going to be a penalty fest for him, but I think it might be a penalty fest for a number of these drivers.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Facts are at the end of it.
Right then, no one really going for much, but Connor is defended from Yuri. He's going right around the outside, will turn to the inside, nearly contact. Connor goes to Narnia just to be safe, and then Yuri will go up the inside, and that is the move done, despite the wing damage. In fact, he gave Connor a wee love tap as well. Maybe give him minor damage, I don't know, you don't know. Maybe, well, you do know actually, because you've got the information in front of you, but either way, it is Yuri
no damage for Connor, but Yuri is missing that front left-hand plate.
Jordan, all over the back of Newgarden, trying to find a way through as well. Right then, let's see how they all get on with the DRS zones. We obviously had one on the way down to the start of the final sector. There was nearly a pass from it. I was really eating my words from qualifying, but they didn't get the move done. OKK though should have a pretty easy way past Camo Babo. And down towards turn 1, easy, 11 squeezy. And look at this, TC's on the back of Iceman, and well, you say he's got 90% wing damage, Iceman. Maybe it's starting to show.
19.
That's what I said, yes.
Oh, sorry, I heard 90. I blame your accent for that one.
Oh, for goodness sake. I blame your mic.
Oh, my mic's clear, but paid a lot of money for this.
How much?
90.
125. 125. We're sad people, folks. Anyway, TC. He had a rubbish line for the SSRs, put Jamie into his DRS range, which is bad news. He's got to get by Iceman now. It's the same problem as pass or B pass for him. Except this time it actually is a car that looks quite competitive. As TC closes onto the back of Iceman, he should be able to dispatch him down towards turn 1 as Yuri is ahead of Connor. Those two seemingly continuing their scrap. And now a bit of a train is forward and all in that scrap. But J-Luke's going to get TC here. Oh, he's out of VRS. He's out of VRS, though. He's out of VRS. So's TC. Iceman nearly out as well. They're all running out already. On lap 8, it says TC. Gets very, very close to the back of Iceman. He needs to perfect his line on the exit, or else it surely will be Jamie passing him, and it is going to be Jamie passing him. Unless TC gets a better toe, which he does. Surely he'll hold it on the inside. Maybe even try and surprise Iceman. He does try to surprise him, but I think Iceman was able to pressure TC into making a mistake actually with the inside line. He got a penalty for it. Bit clumsy, but he's still ahead of Jamie on track, but you feel that's an inevitable move for what at this rate could be a podium position, because I imagine they'll both be past Iceman before long, and Arnold is checked out at the front. He's 3 seconds clear of Pete. Looks like win number 3 in a row could be on the cards. I believe the record is it 3 or 4? Did Kyle
4
say?
wins in a row.
4,
Kyle did that earlier in the season.
So
beat, of course, with the season 1 record at least, with 3.
Yeah, well, Arnold obviously has enough rounds to get a lot more than 4, and the way he's going, he might just do it as well. Now, TC, has he got the run? He's got the penalty, but has he got the pass? Iceman just stays on his line. TC changes his, goes to the inside, and gets ahead. Jamie now, look at his run. You'll watch him on board as he does the over-under on the exit.
Oh,
and
Iceman
he's
a
going to
little
get
loose.
past. Easy does it. And might even have a little look at TC as well at some point on this lap as well, because he does seem much faster. Those mediums working well. The softs can't have much life left in them at this point, and you can see evidence of that there. Watching how much J-Luke is, he's got so much more confidence. Look at him, he's all over him. He's going to have a little go into the chicane,
That's going
perhaps.
brave.
Just trying to scare his rival as Pete gets another penalty, but that's actually maybe costing a chance to go for him even the DRS zone. And he's off to Narnia nearly as well. TC pulls out nearly a second gap in just a few corners.
Jamie, I think he should have been a little bit more patient there and just waited, stayed on the back of TC maybe.
He got too confident. He got a bit impatient as well, and we do keep saying this from him, don't we?
Yeah.
He's got to really get that sort of fixed. Stop being so confident that you'll get the move done every single time. It's nice to have some confidence. It's not nice when you're barrel rolling out of the race. So
this is what I've been saying for a few weeks as well, actually, that he's going to make it to Brazil to fight for the title. But I just see him and, I don't know, maybe Kyle or Arnold having quite a large accident just by something silly. And it's a shame because he has potential to win this title, as we have yellow flags in sector 3.
Yuri's got lost. That's where Frenagami retired, remember?
Yep.
And he's flying the track again. Yep. Iceman, Connor, OKK. All coming back out into the race. OKK quite a long way behind Connor and Iceman.
Tell you what, Riley's wing damage is really affecting him now. He's at the hands of Camo Babo and Risky.
Well, he changed the front wing, didn't he?
He's changed his wing. He's just struggling.
So it's just new tyres versus slightly older, harder tyres. But Camo Babo, trying to get a move done, has got a penalty and he's gone into the side of Risky. Are we seeing the end of his championship chance, because that's more front wing damage and a spin. Oh dear.
I don't know if that was just Risky poking up the inside where it shouldn't have been.
It
Camo didn't do anything
like
drastic.
Did feel a tad like that. And that, like I say, that really could be it in his championship.
Risky now, what he needs to do is pit and put the hard tyres on and go to the end. Maybe the mediums if they'll make it.
If we're expecting rain, that's what he's going to aim for now.
Like I said at the start of this race, he just needs good midfield finish and he's safe. He can afford the mistake. He will pit. So he just now needs a safety car. Or some rain, perhaps.
Yeah, well, the sky's getting a bit duller. We are told there's rain coming. And it's Jacko to give me that information, so if he's wrong, then you know who to blame. But, yeah.
Oops, sorry.
So,
COVID.
So TC, then, went into the pits early compared to his rivals. He's got free track. The reason that's interesting is because, well, J-Luke's now starting to catch Pete. Pete, who's struggling with penalties. So Pete probably has to pit now, just to avoid the undercut. But Arnold will pit as well. Will TC be a bit closer? As Kyle gets by Splinter, who's really not having the best time on those softs at the moment. He wants a pit stop, methinks.
Ways in the chat, Owen, saying you need to clean your PS4. I agree with it.
I know. I can't do much about that, though. Sorry.
Or sell your PS4 and buy the PS5 out in a couple of weeks.
You know, if I could, I would, but I can't. Now, TC, within a second of Pete, already had DRS on the way down towards turn 1. Will have the better tyres for a brief amount of time. Kyle jumped both of these guys, even though he had to change the front wing. That's how much the free air helps around here. And TC not quite close enough to Pete, but it is Kyle ahead of both of them. And well, we'll see how long these last, these tyres, but they should get him a decent old length into the race.
Camo Babo got past MK4 whilst you was commentating there, Owen. Move for P8.
Yes, he might actually start closing on these guys, obviously being on new softs compared to new mediums. Go figure which one's faster there. So he's got 3.7 seconds to catch, but he's also got 3 seconds of penalties just added on there. So probably a few seconds that he already had. And this is certainly a race where if you don't have many penalties and you have a few mistakes, you might still have a chance, so don't be giving up. But I believe we've had all the pitters now, apart from Jamie, Newgarden and Baza. Second and fourth.
7 drivers without penalties at the moment, but 2 of those have 5 seconds from steward incidents.
Yes.
Lots of Riley and Splinter. But net race leader Arnold, no penalties. Kyle also with no penalties.
Riley ahead of NK Bourne now, up into P9. NK Bourne on new tyres compared to their older tyres. Or at least Riley's older tyres. Maybe taking a while to heat them up. He might have a chance of getting by later on at some point. And, well, Kyle's now caught at the back of Baza. Pete's now caught at the back of Kyle. And CC's now caught at the back of all of them. And Baza's getting penalties as well. And, oh, look at him, he's nearly into the wall. Struggling a lot here. And Pete will be piling the pressure on Kyle. Because Kyle's going to get a bit... He's going to get a bit stuck here.
Yeah, Baza's not going to move out of the way for these.
Why would he? He's got no reason to. Pete, however, wants to go for the move on the inside of Kyle. He's trying to pressure him into a mistake.
He's done it.
TC's going to have a good run as well. Kyle falls down to 6th place. TC was watching from behind. He should have had the best exit out of the 3. But he hasn't got enough ERS to fight. And Kyle is sort of staying in there with Pete, isn't he? He might well launch this one right around the outside. Into turn 1. Oh, again, Pete really just pushes him off the track. He says no. And Kyle says, okay, I'll try and go for you, but that's gone
TC
disastrously wrong. And he's ruined TC's race.
Oh.
And again, oh, he's nearly lost it as he comes back on. What a disastrous corner that was. As Pete gets ahead of Baza as well.
Yeah, so what Pete did at pushing Kyle to the very limit, that was fine, but...
Front line broken for him as well.
Oh, was it?
Both of them potentially broken front line.
No, Pete's fine. I was talking about Pete. What he did was absolutely fine. It was Kyle who struggled behind Pete.
TC and Kyle both have the wing damage, so...
Yeah.
That might be why Kyle actually was ahead of him. Maybe he didn't change the front wing when he pitted. Yeah, he might fancy that now, though. As Jamie pits. All that fighting might just have earned him a podium position. Let's see if he comes out ahead of Pete. Oh no, will go into the lead, but Pete, with all that fighting, look out for the Toyota style car. Okay. He is going to be, in a net podium position there.
Yeah, Newgarden enjoying his time at the front, but I think Arnold's going to get him. He will. Nice and easy.
Yeah, back into the race lead proper. So it is Jamie then, J-Luke, who will be chasing after Pete on fresh sauce. He doesn't have to touch the mediums again today, remember? So he should be pretty rapid to the end of this race. Let's see what he can do. This is a strategy he wanted. Didn't get the top 10 he wanted, but can certainly still make this strategy work out for him. I think as you said in qualifying as well, actually being P11 is almost just as good as being P10, because at least you get the fresher set of tyres. Look at this, we've got side by side Clyde and Connor. And Connor nearly loses
struggling.
it. Yeah. And, well, Jamie's caught right up to Pete. Has Pete had any issues, or has he just been a bit slow? Either way, Jamie should get him. This should be a pretty simple move for what is going to be a net second place. Rear end slide, Newgarden pits, and a pretty impressive race so far for Jamie. Is about to become even better if he surely gets past here. Easily. But no, safety car. Connor's retired, and just about in time for Pete. Let's see if we can have a look from OKK what happened.
3 cars were already in the pit, Owen.
Yeah, so Newgarden, Baza and TC all got in. TC crucially went into some hard compound tyres. That's looking to the end of the race. That could be crucial for his chances today.
That is crucial. That's massive for TC. That's race winning potential massive.
Indeed. So it's Connor. I'll have guessed he's lost it on the exit of the stadium and just lost it around. We saw he was doing that a little bit on the way towards the S's.
Yeah, struggling earlier in the lap, then we switch back to Pete and Jamie, and of course Connor loses it after that. Going to help Risky as well, he was so far behind after that contact with Camo Babo.
He still is so far behind, he was nearly lapped. He's very lucky that he's giving himself a chance to get back into it, because there's Arnold in the background. You can see him, he was that close to getting lapped. And once you get lapped on this game, that's your day done.
Yeah. TC and Kyle lead 2 cars on 2 stops, and then Dexter's also made 2 stops. Risky's made 3, but it's going to benefit him massively, as we've been saying, providing he can catch up. He should. Short lap. Still with rain to come, Owen.
Well, we believe so, yeah.
According to the picture that Arnold sent me, it'll be in the last third of the race.
So Risky then has passed the safety car finally, as it then goes up to pick up Arnold. So Risky should be able to catch up now, but we'll see. I hope he can.
He's got a Delta, hasn't he?
He's got a Delta, yeah. He shouldn't really have one, but he does. I would have thought it would have disappeared once he got by the safety car, because he'd already done full lap under the safety car. But apparently that's not how it works here in Cody's land. But he will get a chance to catch. We've seen it before last week in Spa, where cars are allowed to just catch up. Baku as well last season, famously. Infamously maybe. But yeah, the game does let you catch up, so we should be okay here.
Like I say, everybody on a lead lap, so good to see.
So this is where we are then. Eventually you will be able to see TC in the back of the shot, looking at all the leaders, knowing that he is potentially on the best tyre here for getting to the end. I'm sure someone's told him. He's probably going to get done by Kyle, though. It's just whether he's on the right tyre or not. That's the thing. Obviously, it doesn't rain hard enough, then TC's on the winning strategy. It's just about whether he can convert it. If it does rain, well, it could still be the winning strategy. It just has to rain at the right time. It starts raining now. Bit awkward. But, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Although it is getting a bit dull in some parts of the track again. There's Cambo and Riley swapping places. Let's not mess about with this, lads. Please. Stay in your flaming position. It's not that hard. So we are going to hit the end. Well, sorry, we're going to hit the halfway point at the end of this lap as well. Who was actually ahead for the first stage point?
I don't know, actually. Lap 9, probably Arnold.
Yeah, must have been Arnold. Because he hadn't pitted it up. I think that a few of them waited a lap longer, didn't he? So I think you're right. Arnold will get both stage points then. Assuming he doesn't bin it and have another spin under the safety car. If you were here last week, you'll know that he did it twice in 2 separate safety cars. Yeah, I don't quite know how he managed it either, but yeah, apparently George Russell's a good talent, so I mean, if he does it, then Arnold, you're on for big things, my friend. Right, will the lights go off, or will they go another lap? Risky's only just started the middle sector. These guys are getting to the end of the second sector now, so you'd imagine we'll get one more lap as Dexter somehow exceeds track limits. Gets a penalty. He was so close to catching up.
Just confirming, Owen, Arnold did get stage 1.
Riley.
And he will get stage 2. Right, he's in the wall.
Yep. Front wing gone on the right hand side. Really seemingly clumsy mistake. I don't think he's run into anyone. There's no penalties coming up for it. I think he's just gone and binned it himself. That should be big enough damage to pitch. You can see it's massively damaged, and well, can I play the devil's advocate here and say that might have been on purpose? I mean, it's a Bible strategy, I keep saying. If you want to have a chance, you can always break your car on purpose, can't you? And stick on some tyres to get you to the weather.
But the wing was not fully broken, so
it was pretty bad. It's about the same as what we saw for Arnold, was it not? Where we had a whole half missing. Half that wing was gone.
Because I wasn't actually watching at the time. I was replying to a message on eBay.
Half the wing was gone on the right hand side. If you tried to restart with that, it's race over. So we had no choice but to pit.
So the amount of wing that Riley had was not sufficient enough to pit under the safety car, so that is an illegal stop.
That's BS. I'm just going to say, that's BS. Look at the stream and see how much damage that is.
I just have.
Oh, come on.
It's not the full wing, so that will be a 30-second penalty to Riley at the end of this race.
Well, that's a bit mean, but I guess that's the rule. A rule that... he should have got a puncture. Should have got a puncture, man.
The whole wing has to be missing.
He should have got a puncture. Idiot. But the safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. Well, that's awkward, isn't it? Oh well. Rules are rules. I guess there's TC looking the back of the shot, so we'd be able to see. That's what Arno's going to have to worry about potentially. Unless the rain comes, well, he's still in the race lead, which is not too unlikely, because we're getting towards the final third of the race, and the skies are getting quite dull. Let's see though, will he survive the restart? He wouldn't really mind, to be honest, if Pete was ahead of him, because he's got so many penalties anyway. But as he comes on the final corner, Jordan has hit Clyde, or maybe actually the other way round. As we go racing once again, looks like that was MK born under a massive amount of pressure as Clyde pits. Does Iceman get himself up into the top 5? Risky one this around the outside, and he's not going to make it stick. Speaking of which, Risky up to 15th now. Splinter down 2 positions, and Risky, well, he actually goes losing one, really gets hit by Riley. A lot of fighting happening near the back. TC though is straight ahead of Kyle. Remember, these are the guys that have done 2 stops. These are the guys you're going to be looking at here. Look at all the attempts at passing from Yuri here. Look at that, he's giving a good old fist of a try, but he's not going to get there. He's really pushing himself, and look at that, who's that on the inside of all those guys? Is that Riley? It is Riley, up to P12 from all the way at the back. What a restart he's had. Shame won't count for anything. Let's cut back to Jamie, because he's on the outside trying to get by Pete at the start of the final sector. That's exceeding track limits I've ever seen it, but you know what, as long as he's ahead, he doesn't really care. Jamie's up to P2. Can he close down on? You'd imagine he should be able to do so. And Splinter down to 16th. Really is not enjoying the pad, is he?
No, definitely not. He's doing his best to get into Tier 2 for next season. Driving like that. I think that might be his aim.
This is painful, Jacko. We're looking at Riley now. He's on the back of TC. He's on much better tyres. If it starts winning now and he comes and wins the thing. Mind you, the rain comes now, then actually these guys on the 2-stop already might be saying they made a mistake. But, yeah. Someone's got to tell Riley about that penalty. Let's just hope it rains now, so he doesn't have to worry too much. But my goodness, would that be a bit awkward. Let's cut back to the front though. Let's actually cut to the real leaders, because Jamie started P11. He's on for P1. This is looking very good so far. And they're still to make their second stop. All these guys all the way down to TC. They should be good for this, as TC gets a penalty. So all Jamie has to do, make a clean pass, be patient, and you will lead the race, my friend, in your nice livery, which is always nicer. No DRS, remember, but he's got the fast lap, he's got the ERS, he doesn't need that DRS, he's passed already. Into the lead goes J-Luke. Now, what's the fight back going to be from Arno? Will he go round the outside? Yes, he will. He's going to give that a real good go round turn 1. He'll have the inside then for turn 2. And, well, Jamie decided he wasn't going to go for... oh, really?
And the rain's coming.
Jamie decided he wasn't going to go for the other line, and Arnold probably didn't expect that. That's why he's gone and slapped his front wing off. And, well, that might have been the move for the win. The rain coming as well seems to support that, Jacko.
Yeah, J-Luke, a big fan of the rain on this game, so he may well have, let's say, made a race-winning move. Arnold struggling through Sector 2.
He might
Pete
be
will
the
catch
first on
him. Pete's
enters.
doing enough to get into the championship, or not championship 5, the third round of the playoffs.
Arnold might find himself being the first on intermediates here. He'll be desperate to get off of these tyres, and with a new front wing, will he pit at the end of this lap? Is it worth taking the risk? Probably not. Will he try it though? Let's see. Nah, he'll have to stick at it. He'll stick at it. Camo Babo, by the way, we were talking about him earlier on. I mean, he just survives another lap or two. He's going to be potentially an P3 here, with Arnold having to change the front wing, obviously, as TC speeds on his way to the pit lane and retires. And look at that, Arnold easily gets overtaken. I think Camo Babo's on for the podium here.
He might be. Yet again. Been there once this season.
Yep. Looking good for a second appearance. Although he has got plenty of drivers chasing him down behind. It's all going to be about how they handle this rain when they call the pit stops. Jamie's 3 seconds clear already, so he has a bit of leeway with this. He's got grippier tyres as well, so if he stays at a lap too long, it might not be the end of the world, especially since it's a relatively short lap. Gives him all the freedom that he needs here just to hold on to this P1. But let's see, will he pit on this lap or will he just stay out? Iceman has a penalty for multiple warnings. He appears to be clear though. That's actually, sorry, Riley making moves and catching Baza. Riley having
stays out. He thought about it, but I think that might be a lap too late.
And
Pete as well, Arnold will pit.
Yeah, Arnold does pit. Riley continues his fantastic restart, which is a bit sad, but we've got 2 then in the pits. Arnold and MK Bourne. Arnold sort of has to take that risk to sort of alleviate the front wing damage.
So Baza just pushed Riley all the way to the inside wall. Still made it move. Fair racing.
They're still using DRS out there. We've got a 3rd driver onto the inters. It's Kyle. But it's MK Bourne then who comes out ahead of Arnold. He's the first who's going to emerge into this race on inters. Will it work for him? Because if it does, a podium's there for him. Has to be said though, doesn't look particularly grippy, does it?
Not in Sector 1. Sector 3 is where it's extra wet.
Traction zone, he seemed a bit better though, interestingly, MK Bourne. Could come to him throughout the lap, obviously the tyres are just fresh on, so yeah, now the gap's going down a bit.
J-Luke's pulling
Oh,
away
it's
from
really
Pete,
going down. Okay, that tyre's quickly becoming the better tyre to be on by the looks of it. As Baza gets passed by Newgarden, we've got Jordan and Riley. It's just wow, look at that, the podium. Podium's right there, he's going to go up the inside of Iceman. Oh, he nearly hits him. They're going to be side by side in the pit lane. They have hit. Iceman does get in ahead of Riley. Oh, Riley's nearly spun. But he gets in. F1 onto the intermediates now. NK Bourne's been flying around in that middle sector, in the final sector. DRS disabled. Jelly comes out in the lead pretty comfortably. Pink should be second. Camo Babo sits third right now. But will NK Bourne's early switch work for him? Yes, it will. NK Bourne up into the podium positions. Arnold comes out ahead of Camo Babo as well. And yeah, that's all the pit stops done, we think, for this race. Let's see how they go in the rain. Will it get any heavier, we wonder? Maybe we aren't quite done yet. Risky, by the way. Setting P10, he needs a bit more than that right now to sort of be comfortable, doesn't he?
Let's have a look. Let's do some live updating if I can. Pete obviously was 6 seconds of penalties. Who's at risk? OKK, Jordan. Yeah, OKK and Jordan currently not doing enough. So you would see Pete, Camo Babo and Risky will advance along with J. Luke Arnold and Kyle, who are already in round 3.
Right, and we've got 12 to go here then. Looks like Jamie's won, let's be honest. He should actually... He'll walk this now. potentially this could be one of the bigger gaps in a JACKOCAR race. I don't know what his penalties are, but I'm sure Pete has more.
3 seconds, Pete has 6.
Yeah.
MK Bourne with 3 as well.
So
Arnold
Jimmy,
0.
pretty comfortable. R9 as well on the back of MK Bourne. He's already P3 thanks to the lack of penalty worries, but he will still want to get it on track. No DRS, remember now, down towards turn 1 since it has been disabled because of the rain. Which is a bit of a shame, because in real life F1, when you're on inters, most of the time they actually will let you use the DRS, but since when have Codemasters ever been actually that, you know, consistent with the rules? Anyway, here goes R9, doesn't need it. Gets past.
On the outside.
Easy does it, look at that. That's about as confident as it gets on a wet track. That's the type of move you've been impressed by on the dry, and R9's made that look pretty easy. No, he's got to close with what, 3 seconds of Pete then to get into like
3 seconds of Pete.
Well, he'll be ruining that bit of contact he had earlier on, because his pace does still seem to be pretty sweet, which is a shame. But some might call that karma for whatever the hell that line was he took on qualifying that got him up near the front. That should have probably got him invalidated, but well. There is still some blue sky out there, believe it or not, in some of the shots, but I'm sure that's all going to start to disappear at some point. Iceman is on the back of Canvabu now. Let's have a go.
Bourne is the lead chase driver, but it won't be enough to get him anywhere. Iceman still doing enough to lead that particular championship. It's almost looking like a dead cert for him, with this and 2 more races to go afterwards.
Kyle
USA
passes,
short, Canada coming up.
Passes New Garden there, so that's Kyle into P7. Oh no, he's got another penalty. He's now got to catch and pass Pete. Bad news. The former race leader. It was a 13 seconds off the race leader. How quickly things change in JACKOCAR. Still got plenty of safety cars to use as well, so it's far from over yet, folks. Do stay tuned. You know what it's like in the way. Anything can happen. And it usually does, let's be honest. Riley still has some superb pace right now. He's trying to get himself past Newgarden. Already gone from the back of the grid on that restart up to, well, where he is now. He was running, what, as high as 4th, wasn't he, nearly? I'm sure he'll have something to say about your penalty. I'm sure he will appeal it as much as he possibly can. But, well, if your rule says that you can't do it, it's a bit harsh. But I guess the rule is a rule. And the rain is
certainly
still
been one of the
pounding
most
down,
talked about
isn't it?
rules, certainly.
The rain is still pounding down here. I wonder if it is going to get any heavier than this, or maybe just sort of stagnate a bit. I'd love it to get a bit heavier. Let's shake it up even more. Why not? So yeah, let's see. First of all, if Riley can actually make a move. Forget worrying about what the weather's going to do. Let's worry about what he's going to do on track. And yeah, that was pretty easy in the end. They don't have DRS. They don't really need it. As Newgarden does indeed fall down to 9th place. Then Iceman still close to Camu Babu.
Oh, Riley sideways there. Iceman still pushing his statement hashtag that you might have seen all season. He's got himself in a race seat. Just wonder, can he make it a fairy tale and win this championship?
I mean, you'd love to see it, wouldn't you, really? I mean, it'd be fantastic, but...
What a story.
I want to say but he is actually doing pretty well even today, isn't he? So he's not exactly...
Don't forget he had the early problems with the wing damage on lap 1. Maybe not quite as comfortable in the rain as the other drivers, but I don't think it's out of the question.
Oh, yellows.
Iceman winning this.
Splinter, who's had a bit of a spin by the looks of it. He's down to 16th now. Right then, lap 29. It is still J-League leading pretty comfortably. He's pulling that gap pretty well too. To P2 is now being closed down by Arnold. That might well be a fight pretty soon. Riley is still all over that Kyle. And Kyle, well, if he can get a bit closer, we could be looking at a four-way fight for P5, which would be pretty nice. Camo Babo might not like it. Look at that, how much he's sliding. I wonder if there's actually a bit of a tap there from Iceman. Iceman really doesn't need to have any accidents now.
No, Riley can race these guys as well. Iceman
dear.
goes a little wide. He gave him a good fight in Bahrain short, opening round of the playoffs. Rain getting heavier, Owen?
Well, I keep saying it looks like it is, yeah. This could get pretty messy now towards turn 1. Because Risky might even fancy getting involved as well. He might feel he needs to get some crucial points here. So what's going to happen in this fight? Because surely Iceman's going to realise, I've sort of got to get a move on. And his problem is that Camo Baba's got just a massive amount of ERS compared to him. That's a real problem. Kyle's got next to none though, so that's kind of a problem for him too.
Jordan gains a position on Newgarden.
Yeah, Newgarden not liking these conditions at all, is he?
So
right then, Arno was close to Pete, but he's had a bit of a mishap. He's fallen off the pace a bit. He hasn't lost any front wing, so there's been no contact, but yeah. Interesting.
J-Luke's checked out, he's gone.
Yeah,
Race when it's his with no yellow flags, no safety cars.
He's dominating this thing. Like I say, we're on for one of the bigger wins of the season right now. Once he gets going, he's gone.
He's on, as it stands, for the largest winning margin in history. I do have a stat, of course. I've always got a stat for you. Current largest race winning margin was Jamie Bromley at Singapore last season. 11.4 seconds.
I think it's more Iceman lagging that's making it look a bit more dramatic, but I thought he was looking for a move. He might still do it. It is a bit of a lag fest down towards turn 1. As Carl's still got no ERS, yeah, he's got still no ERS, so Iceman has a real chance if he wants it. Right now it's signed to turn 1, that's a risky move. And it's not going to stick. And Risky himself is now there. He's looking a second. He's ready to points, and there's a plenty of points on. This is starting to get
Iceman now as well.
Very interesting. Very interesting indeed.
This is chase leader and points leader going head to head here. These give each other a bit of room.
Potentially going to be championship rivals in the finale. Could we see a preview of what these two are going to do? We're into Lagos as well, so it wouldn't be completely out of the question to ask for rain there, so this really could be a very nice preview, but for now, Kyle is losing out.
Camababo's doing a solid job there up in P5, isn't he?
Yeah, he saved the ERS pretty well. Saved the ERS, that's what's doing it for him. He's not using the ERS when he doesn't need to. Meanwhile, everyone else, he's just letting them waste it. Arnoud's back within a second of Pete. He has got way more ERS as well than the reigning champion. He might have a chance of getting him.
Oh, and this is crucial. Jordan is catching up to the back of this Camo Babo train. This could decide who goes through.
So Iceman actually derated at that final corner. That might cost him a bit of straight line speed. And Kyle, will he go for it on the outside? We've seen this sort of fail before, but it looks like it's going to work this time as Iceman falls down to P7. He's trying to go for the over-under on the exit, but in these conditions that's much more difficult to do, and he couldn't do it. So that's him down then to P7. Riley behind. Well, he's not going to finish there, unfortunately. That's good news for Risky. Risky, of course, won't know that, though, will he? Nor will Iceman, and so they will fight him properly. That would be really painful. Imagine that if Risky loses it thanks to Riley being there, even though, according to the rules, he shouldn't be. Great shot, those guys going for the S's. Makes it look a lot more difficult, well, a lot easier than it really is. It's in these conditions, it's a nightmare. And Riley has a good run, but be very safe to go for the move on Iceman there, though. He just shows himself instead, says, "Hello, I'm here. Just feel free to make a mistake any moment now. I'll be happy."
As it stands, Jordan and OKK are going to be eliminated. Unless OKK starts to fall down a little bit more, then Jordan has a chance. Splinter falls to the back of the field. Bad day at the office for him. He's had another spin.
Yeah,
the his cloud has passed him for P16. Dexter and Baz are having quiet ones as well.
Arnold still on the back of Pete, but no way through. He's used quite a lot of his ERS advantage as well to get there. He's got to say something when he actually decides to go for it, which will be some point in the next few laps because we are running out of time. It's lap 33 out of 36 here in Mexico City. So it's crunch time.
What a drive from J. Luke as well. Started P11.
Easy win from at this point. We'll never hear the end of it as well. This is
It'll only be his third win of the season as well. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little loose on the exit of that final turn, but picks it up, carries on.
Risky gets a penalty. That could be important. Could give Jordan an extra spot. Jordan could do him a few extra spots on there. Right now, I guess he'd have a chance at 7th. Or 8th, sorry. He needs a few more than that, though, doesn't he?
Who's that, sorry, Jordan?
Jordan.
Jordan needs to outscore OKK by 3 points. At the moment, it's only a 2-point deficit.
Right, so he will get Risky. I don't know if OKK will get Risky. And Riley, obviously, we'll see about him as well. We'll see what penalties do across the line, but let's have a look at the fight for second place. Not really a fight, was it? Tarnard was a long way clear by the time they actually got to the corner. And he's up to P2.
He should still be on for a podium, considering MK Bourne's penalty as well. Pete will go through to round 3 if it stays like this. Last season's champion. Just scraping through. Wouldn't have thought it though, would you?
It's been quite a turnaround.
Much field this season.
So it has been quite a turnaround for Pete, but he's getting his reward now for his patience. I know he's just lost the position, but he's getting what he needs in the championship fight. It doesn't really matter where he's finishing the race compared to their rivals, because they're not really fighting in the championship sense as in, oh, that pass is going to cost him in the final race. It's not. All they have to do is worry about getting into the final race, and that's why they're fighting. So
he come into this level on points with Jordan, and he's going to outscore Jordan by at least 7. Depending on penalties, of course. And then you've got to worry about OKK, who's further down the grid, so he will be safe. Arnold's already through. J. Luke's already through.
This rain is becoming...
Kyle's already through as well.
Rain's becoming pretty torrential. Will Kyle have a chance at a move at the end of the race? Looks like Campbell has done a great job with the ERS. Really what's kept him in that P5, it has to be said. He's had a fantastic run with the ERS management. A real masterclass for him today. Hopefully he can hold on to the checkered flag and take home a well-deserved 5th place. But here comes Kyle, and Kyle goes clean past him. But, as I said, the ERS is what's kept him in there. It might still get him back past later on, but we expect Kyle probably to pull away, to be honest. And, well, that line's not going to help because here comes Riley up the inside. I am so sorry, Calvin. I think I might be in the middle of cursing you. And I might not be over yet.
Great case of commentator's curse.
Might not be over yet as well, because here comes Iceman. Getting very close. The rain is torrential now. I mean, you can see it. It's absolutely tipping it down. Some struggling more than others. No point pitting for a set of full wets now. It's 1 lap to go. that lap has just been started by J-Luke, so we'll catch up with him at the end of the lap. But I want to see how these guys all get on first as they head on to start their own final lap in this big fight. Will Camo Babo hold on? Will Risky make a couple of positions at the end of the race? He really needs them. Every point matters here for Risky. Iceman too. And Iceman's not really got much of a run towards turn 1. It's going to be more Risky having a look. Can Risky make this stick into turn 1? No, he doesn't decide to go for it. It was in the end a bit too risky for him, but yeah, I wonder those guys will just hold their positions now. And well, if they do, we'll find out, because we've got to have a look at J-Luke now. Yellow flags for Cloud in the pit lane, but that's not really going to matter to J-Luke. He's going to win this race, and he's going to win it by a massive margin, nearly a whole pit stop ahead of the rest of the pack, from 11th on the grid. Jamie shows why he's still someone to be fought for in the championship. Round the final corner, Pete gets back by Arnold as well, as J-Luke wins the race. But Arnold, what happened? He lost the car, I'm going to have to assume, but he's fell off second place. Has he punctured maybe? No?
He's really struggling.
What? Is he waiting for someone, or what's happening?
I wonder if
here?
he's doing his bit for his teammate.
Ah, yes he is. He is indeed, because Pete has a 5-second penalty. Arnold's making sure it's being served. Oh, he's still got him.
Still gets second, but...
Yeah, but he had to go because he was gonna get beat by MK Bourne. He tried for a suit, but he just had too many penalties. So MK Bourne 4th, Kyle 5th, Riley, Jordan
up to 7th, that's big.
Iceman,
what about OKK?
Camo Babo, Risky, Yuri. He's so far behind Yuri. OKK, I don't think this is going to be enough. P11. New Garden 12th, Yuri then 13th. But I don't think that's enough for OKK, is it?
I'm going to have to do my maths now, Owen.
Who got the fastest lap? Well, it'd be J-Luke, wouldn't it? But let's just confirm it. So. Yeah, it was. God damn it. I mean, yay! Look at that, 28.557. Where's that going leaderboard again?
Top.
Yeah, I thought so.
Largest winning margin in history.
Well, I called it. I said that was going to happen. Damn it. Of all the people. Anyway, here he comes. Ah, it's stopped raining now. Moonwalking his way onto the podium. Picking up the trophy. And spraying the champagne. Arnold tried his best to lose second place to help his teammate out, although he was already through, so he didn't actually need to do it, and he kept second place anyway. So,
Driver in 9th.
a bit pointless, but oh well.
I can confirm, obviously provisionally confirm at least, OKK and Jordan have been eliminated. Pete scrapes in to round 3, 4 points clear. He did enough. Risky Racer was more than clear anyway. 7 points, 2042. So yeah, he stays 4th actually in the standings.
Right, let's quickly look at the finishing order then. Jamie wins the race from 11th on the grid, from Arnold, Pete, MK Bourne, Kyle, Riley, Jordan, Iceman, Camo Babo, Risky, then OKK, Newgarden, Yuri, Dexter, Basil Splinter, Clyde, TC, Connor and Frenegamu. Fastest lap also going to the race winner. And I believe that's where we're going to stop it. Where are we next week?
USA short, we go to Texas.
Gonna go to Texas. We're gonna try and make sure that Jacko doesn't cry.
Because I should have been there in real life. Me, Khalifa and Corey, but not to be this year, thank you COVID.
Big sad. But we'll be there in virtual form next week. And hopefully we'll give you a cracking race. Surely one of the first leagues in the world to actually bother with USA short. It's a momentous,
I think so.
It's a momentous occasion. Don't miss it. It's been on the game for what, 4 years now? We're finally going to give it some use. So do join us next week for what I'll assume will be a 100% race round there, yeah?
Of course.
Join us for that then. safe travels, wear your masks, etc. Enjoy lockdown if you can. I don't know, is it possible to enjoy lockdown? I don't know, but try. You'll get through it. Safe travels. But don't actually travel.